Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. I had a person left a comment one day saying that they have visited Central Florida and the highway, which actually that is the highway right out there, and they noticed the name Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. And they asked, well, who in the world was Irlo Bronson? First of all, about the highway. That U.S. designation of that highway is US 192. Now there are places along the stretch of US 192, which by the way begins all the way west over to US 27, goes all the way east to Melbourne, Florida. There are places where that road runs concurrently with State Road 500 and also US 441. But the locals here refer to it as 192 or US 192. But about the name Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. Who was Irlo Bronson? Irlo Bronson Sr. was born in 1900 here in Kissimmee. Died in 1973. He was a landowner, a rancher cattleman, was also a Florida politician. From 1953 to 1966, Mr. Bronson served in the Florida House of Representatives first, and then the Florida Senate, representing obviously this area. During that period of time was the time when Walt Disney began stealthily purchasing pretty much swamp shrub land on the western part of the county, part of which Mr. Bronson owned. And when Walt Disney, back in the early to mid 1960s, began purchasing that property to be developed into what was to become the Walt Disney World here now in Central Florida, Mr. Bronson sold 8,500 acres of his land to Mr. Disney's corporations, not cooperations, but corporations. Dummy corporations that Mr. Disney established so that he could purchase the land without drawing attention to himself. Mr. Bronson sold all that property for $100 an acre. Now, a lot of his friends and a lot of his relatives was very negative about that, said, man, you gave that land away for nothing, basically. To which Mr. Bronson replied that his desire was to see what Mr. Disney was going to develop here as a prelude for jobs in the area and a way to keep youth in Central Florida. That was kind of the quote I saw. So that is why the highway, this highway right out here, is designated in places Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. Now, the best I can figure, that designation was made because of Mr. Bronson's political clout and because US 192 was the highway that ran right up to World Drive, which is the entrance into Walt Disney World, what now is the Walt Disney World. And that designation, I believe, begins over at on the western end, over at US 27, at a place around the area called Four Corners, and comes east this way. And that designation of Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway runs somewhere east of St. Cloud. I really couldn't clarify exactly what cutoff point it was, but at some point the name ceases and a new name picks up on US 192 called the Space Coast Highway that goes all the way over to Melbourne. So when you're west of Kissimmee, it's called West Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. When you come into Kissimmee, it's called Vine Street. When you come out of Kissimmee, it's called Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway again. When you come into St. Cloud, it's called 13th Street. 13th Street. And then when you go out east of town, out east of St. Cloud, again it becomes Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. So that's why the highway has those designations, and that is where it's designated. So when you come to St. Cloud, when you come to Kissimmee, when you come to the beautiful paradise of Central Florida, and you get here and you see that name all the way down US 192, off and on, off and on, off and on, now you know why it's called Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway. Now, before you go, I did a video with Adam the Woo a number of years ago on our back porch. I called it Adam Before He Became the Woo. I want you to check it out. If I haven't already mentioned this in a past video, I'm mentioning it now. The interview that I did with Adam the Woo. Adam Before He Became the Woo. I will put the link in a pinned comment below so that you can just go to the link and check it out. Thanks for joining me again today. I do appreciate all the times you come and watch my videos. I hope there was something of interest to you today. If it was, then give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below about what it was you liked, and then share the video with somebody else. Post it on your Facebook wall, send it in an email to friends. Somebody else might be interested in what was in the video today. If you didn't care anything about the video, then just go do something else. Otherwise, you have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Great.